Welcome, carrying crowd. Oh, it feels good to be back on an intro. It's been a minute. I have been so happy to be on this podcast and storytelling and Pathfinder journey that we have been on with my fellow players, my amazing GM, but it wouldn't be possible without all of you. And I am extremely excited to see where it takes us. Honestly, I have high hopes for the future, and I really hope that all of you can come with us and be here with us. So please join our Discord, do whatever you can, get in touch with us. It's amazing to hear from everyone, and I absolutely adore it. So, thank you all. Enough of my just incoherent babbling. You'll probably get enough of that on the episode. That's usually what happens anyways. But on to the episode. Episode 112, The Prince of Wolves.
Like liquor and things that go boom? Then buckle up, listener, because this one's for you. Prepare yourself for the Hideous Laughter Podcast.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Hideous Laughter Podcast, episode 112. Guys, we got some gifts before this episode. Some very generous gifts.
We need more weeks like this.
We need more weeks like
more people sending us more things because this is great.
Sometimes I thought, I wish the gifts were spread out a little bit so I could feel those warm tinglies over the course of many weeks. But we got multiple gifts. So why don't we shout out our friends at Die Hard Dice first?
Oh my God, do we? Because It's fucking great.
So thank you, Todd and Jesse. We just got their new dice, their new kind of dragon scale inspired sets. And the folks at Die Hard, kind enough to send each of us a Dire D20, as well as a set of these new dice. We'll be posting these on the social media. They are gorgeous. But once again, got to use that code. That code, Hideous.
Yeah, if you guys, get
15% off of your order with Die Hard Dice if you use that code Hideous.
So use the code. But guys, this latest line is cool as shit. Basically, the numbers and the edges of these metal dice are either silver or gold, and then the inlay is this crazy scaling technique that looks like dragon scales.
Yeah, and some of them
Super
are like
cool.
single color. Some of them are color change. I actually think the font they use for these are different. I'm a purveyor of Die Hard Dice. I think this might be a different font than I've seen used.
It might be. It's a little bit more medieval.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, Emily and I happen to get the more kind of rainbowy color changing scales. I have the one with gold, and Emily, we all rolled off.
Yeah, as is tradition, we rolled off to see who would get the full set. And Emily, you got a new set of dice.
Yeah, I have the complete set and the Dire D20. It's silver, and then the scales are shimmery and color change. So depending on how you hold it against the light, it's a different color. And I agree, it could be dragon scales, but you don't have to limit yourself to just that. Maybe it's mermaid scales. Who knows?
Yeah, I think you're the right person.
It makes sense.
So, thank you guys once again. The folks at Die Hard are just the best. So if you're looking for new dice, shoot them some of your cash. Use our code, get 15% off, baby. But we had another gift in the form of alcohol, which thank God. I mean, we've been burning through that that HLP bank account funding our own drinking. And our buddy Jason, you know him, you love him, sent us some mead. Steve, what mead did he send us? Or what mead are we trying right now?
So we have two kinds. The other one's downstairs, but tonight we are trying a varietal. This is from Havoc Mead called Psycho Pomp. It's a sour cherry mead. Let me read you something from the can because it sounds great. Named after the beings that bring those from the land of the living to the land of the dead, it is extremely popular in both realms.
The Matumbe of meads.
Absolutely.
How did they get that data? That it's extremely popular in both realms.
Well, they use
Probably a
speak
poll.
with Dead a couple times, figured it out.
Okay.
I mean, there's a lot of email polls going around, so.
It's true.
Yeah, I guess. Email does not is not restricted to one realm.
You can, once you sign up on those mailing lists, not even death will separate you from
There
it.
you go.
So let's give it a try.
For sure.
I drink mine.
It's good. It's really good.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's tart. It's definitely get the cherry. It's bright red.
Yeah, I'm not much of a wine or mead drinker, but for somebody who isn't, I mean, it goes down easy. It's tasty.
I was expecting it to be more sour, and
Yeah,
I was
yeah, I was
pleasantly
too.
surprised that it wasn't.
Yeah, sour cherry could really be like a punch to the mouth, but this is very pleasant, very laid
Yeah.
back.
Well, speaking of a punch to the mouth, Haley got a Patreon beverage that's been sitting on there for a while.
Yeah, I did. I actually don't know what it's called. I know what's in it and who recommended it, but what is it called?
So originally this is called a Dr. Pepper, but because I enjoy doing fun names, anytime doctor is said, I think of Dr. Malice. So that's what I renamed it to.
No wonder I got it. Jesus.
It was on the poll for my drink bowl.
I know, but like
I was
she's an
surprised.
enemy of mine. So because I can't have beer, it's instead of beer, which was the original thing, it is tea beer. And you can't buy tea beer without having a flavor, so it's peach tea beer. In addition, the Coke that we had in our house is orange vanilla Coke. So I currently have half a can of orange vanilla Coke and half a can of peach tea beer. And then a shot of amaretto.
Shot of Amarillo.
Yeah.
Shot
Yeah.
of sarsaparilla.
Anyways, a shot of amaretto. Surprisingly, it's not as bad as it sounds. Like, to me, the idea of beer mixed with Coke, it sounds horrible, but it's actually not that bad. It's not quite Dr. Peppery. It might be with like the regular ingredients, but it's not bad.
All right.
And it was recommended by Exton on our Discord.
Nice. Well, we'll all be drinking in episode 113. So no need for a roll off, although I kind of want to roll off with all our new Dire D20s, but I guess we'll hold it for next time. So when last we left our heroes, they left the town of Feldgrau and met up with the rest of the werewolves and found that many of the werewolves had perished in this combat, in this large scale battle between the wolves and the dead. They brought Saw back, and through many funerals that day, finally had a funeral for Sawyer where Anya could get some closure. And that's where we left off. What we didn't do, and what you would have done in the morning, is figure out what's going on with these temporary negative levels, of which I think all of the characters are suffering from at least 4.
5 here.
I only have 2.
Oh, okay.
6.
I do have 4.
So how are we dealing with that?
Freya, being the good and prepared healer that she is, in the morning during her prayer, she would prepare 3 level 4 full restoration spells. Now, unfortunately, one of her spell slots is her domain spell. So that means being level 8, she would have only been able to help 3 people. But because we leveled up, she can now prepare 5th level spells. So she's going to make the sacrifice and prepare another restoration with one of her 5th level spell slots so that everyone can have their negative levels removed, because restoration will remove all temporary negative levels, which ours are, as long as we do it in the morning.
Sounds good. So, healed of negative levels. And the party spends that day, again, Matumbe kind of dealing with the burials, Ikmer tending to the grieving members of his packs. Eclipse providing some guidance from beyond the grave.
Sure.
And, Freya spending all of her spell slots healing everybody. And after the funeral with Saw, you guys kind of have a moment to... It's probably early evening. I imagine the Sawyer Savarine funeral happening around sunset. And so you have this evening to kind of discuss amongst yourselves what your plan is, what your go-forward strategy is. Maybe even to look at some of the notes that Vrood left behind in that cryptic code.
Yeah, Griff, I remember back from episode 110, I tried to make a linguistics check to decipher those, and it didn't seem like I got it, but given a little bit more time, I would have at least another shot at that. Mm-hmm. I'd like to take that shot if I could.
So you're going to go ahead and roll on it?
Yes.
Sounds good to me.
Can I aid him?
Yeah, I'll say in the evening, you two can kind of sit down after the funeral and take an hour to attempt to decipher what was going on.
Anybody else got linguistics to give us a little bit of a bump? I think I got in the low 20s last time, and that didn't do it.
I was gonna say I got a flat 10, so I'm not even gonna roll.
Sweet. Nope. Okay.
No, sorry.
Oh, baby. Okay. With the free inspiration on there, with a pretty good roll on both die, with a little bit of an aid there, I'm up to a 35.
Okay. A 35 does it. You realize that this is written in parts common, parts magic runes, and parts necro, which even though I don't think you have on your... Do you have it as a language?
So, I didn't have it, but when I put on Orin Vrood's +4 vast intelligence headband, I was able to select a language, and I selected that one because I thought it was thematically appropriate.
Okay.
Oh, like me selecting polyglot.
Exactly. That's actually kind of why. I was like, where did I get this from? Oh, I just typed in undead, and it's like, necro, undead, and whispering way people. Well, that makes sense.
I like the idea of magical items being so powerful and worn so often by someone that they slowly become part of that person, and so when they transfer, they're a little bit of that person.
The linguistics check deciphers a decent amount of this code. And you notice with the linguistics that it's not just Vrood's notes, it's notes in another hand, writing messages back to him. It seems that their relationship is that of a master and an apprentice, with Vrood as an apprentice, believe it or not. The messages to him instruct Vrood to steal the heart of Kavalka Sane, the Shuttered Woods Pack Lord, and construct a skull from the bones of corpses buried in Feldgrau. They also direct him to send the sea sage effigy to the town of Thrushmoor as part of a trade for a second object whose nature remains undisclosed, at least as far as through these messages, you can't tell what that second object might be. It also commands Vrood to raise an army of the dead and march them to Virlik.
Do I know the town name Virlik? I feel like I've heard that before. I can't remember if that was in campaign or not, though.
You know that, well, make me a knowledge geography and a knowledge history.
Okay.
I auto-aid the history.
I have history that I could attempt to aid.
Oh, it's really weird hearing you say that.
Yeah, I don't
I
think
know,
you have
right?
big skills. Get the fuck out of here.
Makes sense. Okay, it was a geography and history. Geography is going to be tan dice. White dice is going to be history.
Shucks, I don't aid, unfortunately.
Okay, I mean, they're very good rolls on both accounts here.
So give me that geography first.
Geography is going to be 37.
Yeah, with the 37, you know that Virlik is the northwesternmost county of Ustalav, and you know that it's a treacherous place. It's difficult to get to. It's difficult to traverse. It kind of, if you're thinking about like the holds of Belkson and stuff, it kind of lines up with the holds of Belkson.
Okay.
Shares a border. What was your history check?
That also was a 35.
Yeah, so you know that Virlik was the initial seat of power and where the armies came from when the Whispering Tyrant took over Ustalav.
Okay.
You know that it's a desolate land now. Nobody lives there, or nobody sane lives there. You know that it's guarded by paladins, but pretty much the Whispering Way would probably be, or adventurers would probably be the only folk that enter into that place. And so it makes sense that, you know, if you're gathering an undead army, you probably go to the dead lands, essentially, of Ustalav.
Well, we stopped them. Dope. All right, do we have anything else from these notes?
You see among the cryptic sigils an eye. Almost looks like it's being used as a signature. And it looks kind of like the Eye of Ra, but without the lines underneath.
So that could be an insignia, maybe, of the master.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You think it might be.
Okay.
Make me a wisdom check.
Oh.
If you're seeing this stuff, yeah, I mean, if you're all kind of sitting around and...
I have a theory. But yeah, I can do a wisdom check. With my new die,
I will
D20.
try. I'm not great at wisdom, but I rolled.
18?
Ooh, I rolled
Also
a
an
14.
18 with my plus 0.
Ooh.
I rolled a
Nice.
14, so I also aid.
And that was my first roll on this this D20 here.
I definitely
Friends
don't.
of Die Hard.
Batumbe with an 18 and Freya with an 18. That's enough for the two of you to put your heads together. And maybe Matumbe points out the symbol. You recognize this. Not as like a religious symbol, not as a not as some insignia of a cult. It looks the exact same as the eye on the back of Lyra's Hera deck. The blue eye on the deck she's carried with her. It's that same eye, same detail, down to like the scratch marks in the signature.
So Igmar comes up behind you guys and is like, I don't know why you're not confused, right?
Look here, Freya. This looks like it came from a man we met in a tavern a few months ago. This was given to our old friend Lyra.
That's not a good sign, but it matches perfectly.
I wonder why that might be. How a chance encounter in a bar where we merely got our fortunes read to us has anything to do with this person who's been conversing with Frood.
Maybe not so much chance, more fate. There might have been strings being pulled that none of you saw.
It is fair. We have seen how the gods have interfered in our day-to-day. Could be other forces at work. Powerful forces beyond our knowledge. Would not be surprised. If I may say so, this music is very tonally off from where we are right now. If I may say so, I think I know what I must do. I will not ask any of you to join me, but I wish to continue the fight against the Whispering Way. On the morrow, I plan to head to Thrushmoor. It's where the notes say that these riders went with the Pack Lord's heart, with a couple other occult things that could be part of a ritual. I am going to try and stop the Whispering Way. Though we have dug their claws out from this town and from the Shutterwood, they have entrenched themselves elsewhere in Ustalav. I would appreciate anybody who would like to join, would like the company. You have all proven yourselves, and I like your company. But as we've seen, fights against the Whispering Way are often a one-way ticket, and I wouldn't ask anybody to make that kind of commitment.
Well, if I may step in a second, if you are indeed going after the Whispering Way, I would be happy to join. The whole reason why I ended up in the positions that that you guys found me in was actually because I was hunting the Whispering Way. And so I admittedly got in a bit over my head against the Dr. Malice and Brood, but with powerful allies as yourselves, I would be honored to come with you.
Did you say you were hunting the Whispering Way? Like by yourself? Aren't you like a pack? Aren't you pack related, right? Like a lot of family? I don't know.
Is most typically the case, but not so much anymore. I have found myself hunting the Whispering Way solo at the moment.
Well, if I may say so, Mr. Airbert, I know you very little. However, we will have plenty of time on the road to Thrushmoor to catch up. I look forward to making your acquaintance a bit more, and I appreciate your assistance on this quest.
We've become quite the close-knit group here. We can have more members, but we'll be keeping an eye on you.
that is completely warranted. I absolutely plan to prove myself.
I'm sure you will, given time.
So, Freya, does that mean you're coming along?
I've done all I can for the people here. My healing won't go too far anymore. They can heal themselves. I'm needed elsewhere.
Yeah, besides, I'm gonna need your help because I'll be trying to support this man.
For those of you not in the room, she pointed at me.
Correct. I was about to explain that, but I'm glad you got it.
Yep.
Thanks.
Once again, into the breach with me, Eclipse. I look forward to the foes we will slay together.
Yes, I'll take low, you take high.
It's worked for us in the past. And Ikma, what say you?
He'll look away for just a moment and finds it extremely hard to say these words.
You guys are my family, and I don't know how to say this, but I know that my place is here with the rest of the werewolf clans. It is extremely painful to have to say this and know that this decision has not come easy in any way. I feel like it's been, well, I feel like this is just the path that has always been. It's, well, I would love to go along with you, is what I'm trying to say, but I can't. I feel needed here more so than I could be of help to you as I was, but I am different now. It's a different responsibility that I didn't know, and it doesn't change how I feel about you guys and how special every one of you are, including you, Freya. Don't worry. I would have thought, being such a new member of our party, you would be giving Ebert a harder time. Well, I mean, he seems certainly like really cool.
Okay. All right.
Ikma, have I ever told you about a mentor of mine back in my tribe, an elderly gentleman by the name of Ibwe? I don't believe you have. Well, Ikma, my parents were very loving, but the Mwangi is a difficult place to live, and they died rather soon into my life, and this older gentleman took me under his wing a bit. And in my formative years, in my childhood, moving into probably about the age you are now, he said something to me that has stuck with me. He said, "Do you know what growing up is?" And I said, "Ibwe, no." He said, "Growing up is watching your heroes turn into humans in front of you." I did not know what he meant at first, but as I got older, I saw people in my tribe, elders, leaders, and I began to understand that sometimes they had faults. Sometimes the decisions they made were bad decisions. These people that I held up as heroes were becoming mere mortals in my eyes as I grew up. But that is not the last thing Ibwe said to me in that exchange. He said, after you grow up, you grow old. And there's a difference. When you grow old, you get to watch normal people becoming heroes. So when I had my own children, and I got to watch my sons grow up, I watched them start making their own decisions. I watched them become strong young men. I watched these normal humans, just like me or you, become extraordinary individuals, become heroes in their own rights. And so, over the last couple months, I have seen some very young individuals, very gifted individuals, Lyra and yourself, transcend from what you are, from what you were born into, to becoming heroes. And moving on, serving a bigger purpose, leading your family is heroic behavior. It pains me to see you leave our party, but you are becoming a hero in front of my eyes as I grow old. And I hope one day that when I come back here, you'll still be the same hero that I see in front of me today.
I'm inspired by that. It's encouraging to hear that you've seen a growth within me. It's sure not something that I expected within myself over this journey, and it sure wasn't expected that I even travel along this path. But this is my path, and unfortunately, we've come to a point where I can't support everything. I can't be all of myself in two places, and I can't be a support for you guys from here and with the other clans, but I know that I can't support them if I'm not, or if I'm with you.
Ikmer, I think you're making a good choice, and know that you need to be your entire self right now. Be inspired and be inspiring, but you need to be cautious. Understand that you cannot accept universal acceptance from everyone in this pack and all the packs. You're taking a throne through bloodshed. You then led people in, and we've lost people. So more bloodshed. And now you're planning to do something that hasn't really been done properly, which is unite these packs the correct way. That will lead to more bloodshed. It's the right thing to do, and you're the right person for it. But you need to watch your back. You're an outsider. You didn't live with them your entire life. You need to rely on others. And you need to be 100% with the people here. Because otherwise, it's going to lead to a lot more bloodshed if you're not 100%. You need to be cautious, and you need to trust your close friends, but watch your back.
And I'm proud to say that you four are my closest friends.
Bullshit!
Yeah, Aber, he's like super cool. He's funny and a lot of
Cracked one joke.
Well, it's because you don't know him like I do. I'm extremely proud and humbled to call you all my greatest friends, and I do understand that I will be stepping away from the people that I've grown the closest to. And Eclipse, you're right. I didn't acquire this title by a vote or, I guess, democratic means and a unification properly spelled into the stars, but I have been an outsider my entire life, and that certainly has made me strong, and I've carried that with me, and I know that being with you guys certainly didn't let me forget where I came from and what it means to be in a position of vulnerable, comfortable, and loving embrace with the rest of your family. But I know that I need to continue fighting for what I believe to be the best for all of the clans, and I don't expect the road to be easy, but I will fight for what is best for everyone here, not just myself for one group or clan. I will absolutely do my best to be bigger than I am now.
Gotta circle back for a moment. What do you think it looks like for a democratic election in the werewolf packs? Like, is it just like a group of wolves going to their local polling tree and pissing on it?
There's 5 clans, there's 5 trees. You piss on the tree you want to vote for.
And since they're all werewolves, they can all smell each, when somebody's marked something. So.
The only way to have voter fraud, though, is if you have enough pee to go from one tree to the other. So you gotta have them spaced out pretty well.
Yeah, they gotta be at separate sides in the woods.
Right. Or if you hoard your neighbor's piss and then the day of you splash it on a different tree.
Yeah,
that would be tricky to do to capture without their knowledge.
I mean, werewolves get freaky, dude. I mean, I don't think it's as difficult as you say it is.
The werewolves tackle their drug test and voter fraud at the same time.
Well, you're gonna have to dehydrate them to a point of where they can only pee once.
So you're saying it's like a polling week?
It's something that hasn't quite been worked out between all of the clans, but it's been talked about amongst the leaders.
These are some of the important meetings Ikmer's on right now.
Okay, how are we gonna allow only one piss per?
The fact that you said it's something that's been talked about among the leaders. I imagine just like Mathis, Rickmit, Saw, Sabriza, all arguing about when to take pisses.
And Ikmer is laughing in the corner.
Pack Lord Card. No, we're gonna do this democratically.
You wouldn't be there yet. That's what I think he was trying to say.
Yeah,
you wouldn't
back
be
in
there.
that
too, yeah.
All these hard ass leaders who don't agree with each other on anything.
So say we don't get the Pack Lord's hard pack. What are we gonna do? Well, it's an elaborate system of piss. I'm gonna need us to mark off a couple of trees. We're gonna tell everyone about it. It's an elaborate system of piss.
Fantastic.
I think that's the funniest shit that's happened on the show in 20 episodes. That got me good.
Oh boy.
All right, I'm done.
Freya also
Thinking about the piss system now that it's been brought up. It's like, could you use restoration to get more piss?
There is There's been rumors of an underground restoration.
It's that create
during-
water fraud.
Yeah.
Yeah, it washes away all the other votes. Too bad Lyra isn't here.
I'm pretty sure, Emily was about to go into something super heartfelt from Freya and a whole thing, and then we immediately started talking about piss.
Do you think you can have like pail in votes? Like if you piss in a pail?
Dear God.
Stop!
Well, then how do you have the tree?
Well, no, but like if you can't make it to the tree.
It's the grumbling bellhop wolf that have to carry.
No, they're grumbling.
Carry all this piss to the tree.
Oh my goodness, Ikmer! If Ikmer had to, I would absolutely love to see someone fill it up just way too full, and then as they're carrying it, it splashes. Oh,
God.
it's just uncomfortable, and oh man, these groaning werewolves.
All right, Freya does have something nice to say to Ikmer, and this is not where her mind went. So in her more stern and reflective mindset, she walks up to Ikmer and with both hands clasps one of his, looking up into his eyes. We'll always be family, no matter where life takes us. You're a good man who leads by example and not with flowery words and false promises. I'm proud of who you've become for your people. Continue to be firm and show them compassion. They need you. She starts smiling a little bit. You no longer need my help. Help regrow and unite your people. They need your help the most now.
Thank you, Freya. I wouldn't want to stress an old lady such as yourself with any more of my necessary healing.
Necessary healing.
Conserve your strength.
Jesus Christ.
She squeezes his hand to like an uncomfortable
Okay.
level.
And he looks down at your hands around his, and he knows that within that hand that you're holding has itself a very deep scar.
There was a time that I didn't think it was possible to be a part of such love and a community as this with my fellow werewolves, but know that it was all of you that allowed me to get to the place that I am, and I needed to be vulnerable enough to be willing to break down my walls, and you showed that to me. And rest her soul, Lyra. If she was here, I'd tell her just the same, that you've all accepted me for who I am and have loved me for everything, through everything, and I can't express how much love you guys have shown to me, more than anyone ever, and I am extremely sad to say that I agree that I am supposed to be with the other werewolves, and I can't go on with you, as much as I really do want to. And I must learn to trust new family again. Fret not, Ikma, your story is not done. Though maybe it was written before us that the rest of us go to defeat the Whispering Way, or at least rout them from where they lie. Your story is one a little different. You fought the Whispering Way valiantly. You unite the werewolf clans of the Shutterwood. You bring families together, and you bring your people forward. This is very valiant, and though you may not accompany us on our further journeys, there is no shame in that. There's no need to be sad. You have your whole life in front of you, my boy. Do something great with it. Continue to be the man that I know you to be.
Well, I'm hoping to be as big of a man as you, and not just in height.
I'm afraid you have already hit your growth spurt. Those days are long past you now. However, your heart could still be as big as mine one day.
But it's that I'm scared. I have this admittingly is a bit quick for me, and what's gonna happen when I don't know what I need some guidance.
Being scared is not something to be worried about. That gives you strength. If you were fearless, then you would make stupid mistakes because you wouldn't think them through. So make sure you think things through and trust those who we've already trusted. Sajira seems very wise, and she has helped out already. She might be someone to turn to. Also, your father is there. You haven't spent a lot of time with him, but that's your father. And it's good. Voice your concerns. Talk things through. Think things through before acting rashly.
I'll be sure to use all of the help around me. After all, they were are leaders of their own clan. I mean, obviously they've got a lot of experience already.
Yeah, and don't worry, if anyone hurts you or if they don't protect you well, I'm plan to come back and visit. I'm still here. I can take some heads off.
And I would enjoy that to the fullest.
Great.
You're welcome back anytime.
Griff, what time of day is it right now?
It's
getting late.
It's getting late. Yeah, I mean, you guys spent an hour after the funeral looking into these notes, and now you're discussing your future plans. I think it's probably 9 or 10 o'clock at least.
Ikma, I respect your decision. I stand behind you, and I will see you soon. But it is now time for me to retire. See you on the morning.
And Matumbe gets up and leaves. He's going to bed.
Okay.
Freya, what about those channels you've been holding on to today? I'm very still significantly hurt. We can do that off air.
While we're all together, I can do a few more channels for old time's sake.
For old time's sake.
Yeah, give Vic a little bit of luck for the next 12 seconds or 18 seconds.
Starts frantically writing down all of his missions.
So you guys do a little bit of healing, and is everybody going to bed? What's the plan?
So Eclipse would stand in the middle of the camp, and she would begin to use her brand new ability and create a sentry, and so that everyone feels protected and safe today. I know it's a large group, but everyone has had quite a bit of emotional trauma today. And Eclipse feels for that and probably feels too much of their emotions and is probably drained as well. So she will use her sentry and it is a 55-foot radius, so it's huge.
Yeah, you could probably get the farmstead, most of like the main building and everything.
For 9 full hours. And yeah. Can't wait until that gets activated for the first time. I have such a great description.
Okay, so you use your sentry and you head to bed as well.
Yes, she needs sleep.
Ikmer, before you head off, I imagine you're the last one up. You kind of watch your friends leave one by one to go to bed, and Anya would come up to you, and she looks drained from the day as well, probably more so than anybody you've seen. Hi, Ikmer.
Hello, Anya. How are you?
I've been better. I've definitely been better.
Understandable. Can I help you with anything?
Actually, I was meaning to ask you something. With Sawyer's death, that makes me the leader of the Devil Wolves. There's not many of us left after this. But Sawyer asked me for something before he died. And I'm gonna need the help of the rest of my pack to do it. Now, you're the leader of the Wolves of the Shudderwood right now. So I'm asking, let me and my pack leave. Let us do this thing, and we can come back. I'm not asking to leave the Wolves of the Shudderwood. I'm not asking to not be led by you. But I'm asking for time. There's something I need to do.
And it's a little sad to hear that you'll be leaving us as quickly as when the Devil Wolves were joined with the rest of the tribes.
The thing is, Ikmer, you see things differently than the Pack Lords of the past. I'm confident enough that even if we leave for a time, you'll still welcome us back. In fact, I'm counting on it. And so if that's not how you feel, then we can stay. But I want to honor Sawyer, and I want to take care of the things he left for me.
Yes, absolutely. You're free to go as you wish.
I assume you would take care of the elderly and children in my pack, correct?
Absolutely. They will certainly be more receptive to you as one of their own, but know that I will do everything I can to... I take that back. I promise you that when you come back, you will have the same position that you have currently, and you're absolutely welcome to come back whenever you please, and choose to be a part of your werewolves however you please.
She puts an arm on your shoulder, looks you in the eyes, and you can see she's still a little shaken up. Thank you, Ikmer.
Yes.
I'll stay for your coronation to show everyone that the Devil Wolves support you. And then I'll say goodbye, but just know it won't be forever. We'll be back. And we'll be back to help.
I appreciate you staying. That will mean a lot. And I absolutely look forward to you coming back. There's a lot that I think we can bond over, and I want to hear your trials and be able to learn from them as you've certainly taken a different path than I. One thing before you do leave, as I am sure I might not be able to get another private moment with you until after you leave, or before you leave, excuse me. Do I get to know where you're going for safekeeping purposes? Not that to have you followed or anything, just if I hear of trouble from that area, I would certainly be worried.
If you hear of a dark ship leaving Vyre, know that we made it. If you hear of wolves in Sargava, know that we've made it.
And I will keep an ear to the ground.
And with that, she smiles and she takes her leave. And with that, everybody goes to bed, including Ikmer and Anya and Airbear.
Yes.
Or Airbear just doesn't sleep, and he just...
Well, he definitely, still very much so being an outsider, would post his tent up close to Matumbe, Eclipse, and Freya. But he would certainly be even more outside relative to the rest of the werewolves, and I would like to make a stealth check.
Okay. Against what?
He would just like to sneak out of the back of the of his tent and just sneak into the woods.
Are you going to leave the area? Because that's a mistake.
There's a sentry.
That is absolutely correct.
We'll go ahead and roll a stealth against the sentry.
55.
Yeah, it's just covering the farm. I mean, you guys are like outside of the woods.
Yeah. Then,
Like, I guess that bears to mention. Did you set up the tent inside that century radius? I mean, a 55 radius is big, but considering the fact that we've got, I'm gonna throw out probably 50 to 100 like werewolves living with us. It certainly doesn't cover all of them.
Yeah.
Right.
So like if he set up outside, then it's a non-issue.
Eclipse would have set it up around the, like, basically the home center and tell everyone, mark it out, all of that stuff.
Well,
So everyone would know where it's at.
those are some choice words for a group of werewolves to mark where they need to be.
Yeah, get
their
a pole there.
feet.
Get a pole every 10 feet and piss it out.
Okay. Well, then I guess in that case, he would. Well, definitely. Within this farm, is there a?
I guess, hang on. I didn't read the very bottom. When I set the sentry, I can set any number of creatures to be immune to the sentry. So I could have just set the entire camp to be immune to the sentry so they're not getting hit.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, that's logical. So I'll just set everyone immune. My bad. Go ahead.
Okay.
Your alarm be going off all damn night.
I know. Well, if we marked it and it was
Yeah.
just around the house, like,
There's trees on either side of the sentry, and people got to take breaks.
We gotta take pisses. Gotta leave.
Yeah.
in the middle.
Oh god.
Ugh.
It's a weirdly piss-heavy episode.
This has just been golden, hasn't it?
It has been golden.
Oh,
All
stop.
right.
Showering it with jokes.
Oh, I like that one.
Can't wait till I hear another one of Brooks's streams of confidence. Or,
Stream of conscious.
consciousness, yeah. I fucked up.
Take a drink for that.
It was in good faith though. I liked the effort there. Actually did pretty not great with 17.
Yeah, I don't know who's like guarding you.
Okay.
It's nighttime. People are going to sleep. I don't.
Fantastic.
Freya did say she was going to keep an eye on him, but not that close of an eye.
Not
So
that
she
close
would
of an
not
eye.
be staring him down.
Okay.
But
Only if he
But
made
Brett was there.
if he made a ton of noise, and that would be it.
All right, so he sneaks away.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's what I'll do.
Okay.
And then return quickly. Relatively quickly afterwards. He'll sneak into the woods and then
He's getting his vote in before the deadline.
Jesus Christ!
yeah.
I mean, you could have just said he went to go take a piss.
Go vote.
Yeah, like this is odd. You're being weird.
Hey, he's a
You
cryptic
don't
character.
know.
You've only known him for
Yeah. I don't. Yeah.
2 episodes.
You wouldn't know what he's doing, anyways.
Okay, so morning arrives and it's time for the party to kill the last chicken in Feldgrau and part ways. It's time to say goodbye to Ikmer and the rest of the wolves as the road to Thrushmoor is on the edge of the furrows, opposite direction of the Shutterwood.
With everything or all the heartfelt sayings that went on last night, Ikmer is just gonna give the rest of the party. I don't blame you if you don't want to stay, but it would certainly be an honor to if you stayed for the coronation. I know we've all grown so close, especially Abert. He's
Not shifty at all.
I'm proud to call him one of my best friends. He's extremely intelligent now.
Well, I don't trust the mouse. However, when is the coronation? Nobody told me of a coronation.
Well, that one would be a bit on the player. I didn't exactly set a scheduled start time.
So,
And Ikmer, where would it be? Where?
Very little details.
Well,
We're on the clock here. The riders are already headed to Thrushmoor. We've taken several days here. Let's bang this thing out and get going.
yeah, Igmar, you would know that it's going to be at the Stairs of the Moon, which is a 4 days journey back into the woods. So I think you asked this hopefully and kind of hoping to keep your friends around for a couple more days, but knowing in your heart that if they're going to catch these riders, they probably can't.
Some far off, distant voice told me that it's at the Stairs of the Moon. It's ways away. I understand that you must go.
Sorry, that's just literally any of the wolves walking by heard him say, not sure. And
Stairs of the Moon.
Don't even know where you're getting corn eyes or
Some Prince of Wolves doesn't even know our holiest site. Probably doesn't even know his local polling place.
The way I see it, we're on the clock, Ikma. And though we have valued your friendship and your companionship up until now, we still are pursuing the Whispering Way, and they have many days on us. We must go. Unfortunately, we only have 3 horses provided by Desna. Eclipse. Raven Grow squad up, let's go.
Yeah, I would prefer that.
Dope.
You probably just fit Air Barrett in the saddlebag.
We cannot be with you in person, but we'll be there in spirit. We'll be praying for you.
There has been so many good times between us, and there.
What is your deal?
The time you saved me from the lab. The time you didn't catch me sneaking into the woods.
Oh, yeah.
The time
Very
I stared
fun.
at you across the fire, but you didn't know.
Very fond memories.
Thanks for the memory. It starts playing.
The murmurs, yes. Thanks for the murmurs. Oh, if you get a chance, look up Neil Breen. Thanks for the murmurs. That one.
Yeah, that is that. Yeah, editor, don't cut that out because that video is great.
Yeah, well, they didn't pay us, so we're not plugging it.
Well, I understand. Go. I will be looking forward to seeing all of you again, and I will be thinking of all of you every day. Stay safe out there.
It has been quite the adventure. I'm so glad that we were in it together. But for now, keep you and your family safe.
Take care of yourself, my son. See you soon.
Be strong and lead the way. Until next time.
When I see you again. And I think you guys part ways. Ikmer and the wolves of the Shutterwood heading back to their home, and the party heading the opposite direction to the edge of the furrows and following it on the horses provided by Desna. And we cut a few days into the future, and we fade in on the stairs of the moon underneath a starry sky. All of the wolves of the Shutterwood have gathered in the treeless space around the tower to Desna. As Ikmer walks from the tree line to the tower, the wolves to either side part and kneel. He's followed by Anya and Rickmet and Sabriza and Luetta. The 4 of them walking behind him as he makes his way up and ascends the tower to a balcony that overlooks the rest of the wolves. Finally, at this balcony with the 4 other leaders to his side, they each kneel and look up at him. The Prince of Wolves. He looks out on his people.
I'll start with this. A fitting beer from Wolf's Ridge. I am truly honored and blessed to be where I am. Understand that I do know the stakes at which has been bestowed upon me, and I will do everything that I can to live up to every one of your expectations. I have fought my entire life to be where I am now, and I want you all to have that same mentality that I want to bring to all of us here. A fighting spirit. But where in the past we've parted, I want to bring us all together as one. I was recently reminded that I did not get here alone. And calling me self-made in any form of the word would be absolutely incorrect. It would certainly put down everyone that has helped lift me up along the way. While I understand that it has not always been easy, I do understand that we all struggle. With that, I too am asking you here to help me be a better leader, a better person, and a better wolf. I want you to follow me not because I am forcing you to, because I am absolutely not. You certainly have the choice to go a different way if you feel. But I believe that we are stronger together. Follow me because of who I can stand for and the values that I hope to bestow upon everyone here. I plan on keeping the great leaders behind me a part of every decision that I make regarding every one of you. Know that your safety, prosperity, and well-being is in my best interest. And I will, as I have, continue to fight. But previously, as I fought, I was fighting for myself and a few others. I am standing here proud to say that I will fight for all of you. Know that I love every one of you.
And with that, you see up above in the shadow of the moon these small shapes appear, and they pass the moonlight and they pass the starlight, and down descends on the stairs of the moon butterflies. And throughout the woods, throughout the area in front of you and next to you, all of the wolves change into their wolf form, and they all let out a triumphant howl. And I need you all to finish your drinks, because we'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.